Hey, I'm Derek Ryan. I've been living in Japan for the past 8 years and been a trance producer for quite a bit more than that. And I just want to give a little bit of a rundown of what the trance scene is like here in Japan as far as parties. This is part 2 of 2. The first part focused mainly on artists and sort of producers in Japan. And I would just want to talk a little bit about some of the parties that are going on in Japan and what you can expect to find here. This could be good if you're coming in either as a tourist and you don't know, or you live here and you don't know the party scene, or if you're just curious, kind of about what trance is like in Japan. So buckle up and let's go. So first off, tiny bit of history. We used to have a huge trance scene back here in Japan. I mentioned this in part 1, but when IU trance and cyber trance were super popular, AGEHA was the place to go. It's out in a place called Shinkiba, which is at the edge of town, and it used to have trance parties going on there all the time. Some of those parties are actually still going on in a different form, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but it was just a huge cultural force in Japan at that time. Since then, it's scaled back quite a lot. Right now, we have a lot fewer artists and a lot fewer parties that are going on. However, on the other hand, Trance Family Japan has a very strong sort of family vibe. I mean, it's in the name family, right? But we really have it here in Japan, and everyone is really into the music. They show up. Even though the scene is small, it's very tight-knit and very engaged. It's gone a little bit underground, and it's gone a little bit small, but it's still got very strong roots in Japan, and that's something that I actually love about the trance scene here. Okay, some parties you should know about that are going on over here. So there's a party called Ligaya at Warp. So Warp is a place in Shinjuku that is a pretty awesome club, actually. Visually, it's really impressive. It's got pretty good sound, but on the second floor is where you'll find the trance. If you kind of escape up the stairway toward the upper floor, you'll find this party Ligaya that is thrown by friends of mine. The regulars at that party are Seimei, Norio SP, and also Dominant Space, and they've been throwing this party for years. In fact, this one has been going on since the AGEHA days. I highly suggest you check it out. Great time. Second mention is Trance Essentials. So Trance Essentials happens either at OR or at WOOOH. Both are in Shibuya at different places, and it's usually a day party in one form or another, but it's also a great group of individuals that sometimes just do it with locals, sometimes they have foreign talent come out, depending on the day, and it's run by Torukk and AEMI, and they do an amazing job of promoting and running this party. Always good vibes. That's very family oriented too. And it's a day party, so if you don't like staying out late, that's a great choice for you. There's also Magnificent Trance, or Magutora. This is a party that Tategoto Azarashi and AEMI have been throwing at Nagomix for quite a while, and it's also got a great vibe. Nagomix is an incredible venue. You may or may not have heard of it. NS King and I did a song that was titled Nagomix after the club, so it's kind of got a special place in our hearts, but it's a really warm vibe. It's like the cleanest club I've ever been to, but it's a great place to just kick back and have a good time. So there's also a series of parties that Yoshimasa throws at Zero Tokyo. So this is usually Yoshimasa and DJ 34 throwing them together, and they're massive. So these are kind of another jewel in our cap of trance at the moment. They've had a skew. They're having Mark Sherry coming very soon. It's awesome. This is one of the ones that tends to have a lot of big headliners. One mention from outside Tokyo is a party called Connect at the Darkroom. So this is a party that RyOOOh throws, and I've played there once. Dominant Space has played there. Shingo Nakamura has played there. A lot of the people from the Tokyo circuit end up going through that party. RyOOOh is a great DJ, great guy, and it's a great party. And if you want to check out a completely different area of Japan, or you happen to see yourself in Fukuoka, that's the place to be. So lastly, AVA Night. This is a joint venture between my label Ascent and AVA Recordings, based in Canada and the UK. And we are doing this pretty much every year here in Tokyo. We're still planning one for 2025, but it will be on. We will tell you about it soon. And it's always a good time. We will have the AVA crew out. We'll have all people from our label out. Expect good things. We'll announce more details as they come out, but we should be throwing this probably in the fall, I think. Okay, now I want to mention just a few of Japan's best DJs. So first off, Rinaly. Rinaly is just an incredible musician, an incredible DJ. Her sets are a mix of trance and techno that really have a harder edge to them, but also bring the melodics full force. And I love the way she combines those things. She's a master at her craft. Fantastic. Second off, DJ 34. This is another hard edge choice. Kenneth, or DJ 34, tends to pick sounds that are a little bit along the lines of the 7 set of things, like kind of the Askew set. So he's got like kind of a tech trancier sort of vibe to the stuff that he plays, and he's really good at it. So it's just got that edge, if that's what you're looking for. AEMI is one of the people that throws Magnificent Trance at Nagomix, and she goes full melodic, and it's beautiful, masterful, and it really like will take you somewhere else. Next, Ayumi. So she DJs under AIPCH. I actually don't know how to pronounce her DJ name. She rocks the floor with big epic trance. She really likes the hands in the air, melodic in-your-face stuff, and it always puts a smile on my face to see her DJ. Then coming in from Fukuoka, we have RyOOOh. RyOOOh's a great friend and like a very diverse DJ. He does progressive and trance and techno, and his sound blends them together in a really interesting way. I have a memory of him playing 2 remixes of Dave Parkinson, i.e. Revolution 9's Tundra. He mixed the breaks mix into the trance mix in like a really cool way that blended them together. So he's got some mad skills. Another DJ from Trance Essentials is Torukk. Torukk has tunes out on We Are Trance and Rene Ablaze's other labels, and he's also got a great blend of sounds. I think he's really well balanced, and he's also really starting to make a name for himself as a producer. There's Gille de who's a French DJ who's here, who's a big fixture in the scene. He covers also the full gamut from progressive to uplifting and back again. Then my friend DJ NECO, he's also based in Fukuoka. He usually plays progressive at most of the events here, but I've been able to convince him to do a couple of trance sets, and he really gets the classics more than anyone else. He's internalized the vibe and the meaning of all those things, and it really like sits in his soul. And he's great at connecting people to music. It's one of his true passions, and thank you, NECO, for all you've been doing for the scene. And then lastly, myself. I DJ also kind of a range of things. I tend to be more on the emotional side of trance, is kind of where I sit, although I've been known to go hard and acidic on occasion, as evidenced on this channel. So I like to go hard, but I also like to go emotional. So combining those two things is probably my greatest passion. I want things that hit you in the heart, but also slam into you like a truck, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of where I sit. So that's not nearly exhaustive. There are many more trance DJs in town, but that's a list of some people who you might want to pay attention to, and you can keep an eye out for when they're here in Japan. So look on Resident Advisor or look on iFlyer. Whether you're a resident or a visitor, we'd love to see you, so please come out. We'd love to share our party scene with you.